And what a great day to sew something wonderful. I'm Kia with Kia B.
This is Tech Guy from Hive,
and welcome to Flosstube. We're so excited to be back with you today. Pardon my grogginess. I just had to have another leg procedure, and so we wanted to get this filmed before all the numbness wears off. So I'm still a little groggy from that. Which is
going to be fun later.
Yes, this would be my 10th since September, so.
We're trucking through it though.
Super fun. But yeah, so anyway.
We're here.
Yeah, we wanted to share stitching with you today and just kind of talk about a couple of things, share a couple of things of haul with you, and just all around have a good time. So we hope you enjoyed our studio tour that we posted last week. That was really, really fun for me to film.
Very fun. It was very different.
Long. It took so much longer than I intended it to.
Yes.
I just didn't realize how long it would take to like go through all the details and the different camera angles and all of that behind the scenes stuff. So I'm really glad, and I'm super proud of that video and to send that out there. And your guys' response has been so endearing and sweet, and we appreciate that a ton.
Yes, yes.
So
you just never know.
Yes.
So.
We had some fantastic ideas also in the comment section as I've been reading. In the video, I talk about how if I have a PDF pattern, I'm looking at the shelf right now.
Right here.
If I have a PDF pattern that's multiple pages like a book, I'll print it out, and then we get a homeschool discount at our local office store. And so I will have them print it out, and then I put it in sheet protectors and put it in a 1/2-inch binder. And I don't know why I've never thought to do this, because I do what I'm about to tell you that a subscriber suggested. I do this for our homeschool stuff all the time. But this wonderful subscriber put in the comment section about how, and a great idea is if you have a large PDF book that you need printed, to go ahead and print it out, but take it to the UPS or FedEx store, and they will put a clear cover over it and spiral bind it for you for next to nothing. Or if you have a large book, they will cut the spine off of it actually, and they will be careful not to cut any of the information that you need off of it, and then they will put a clear cover over it and spiral bound that as well. I don't know why I've never thought to use that in my sewing room, because I do that for our homeschool stuff all the time, but when she said that, I was like, that's genius. So it's so much cheaper than actually buying page protectors and putting it in small binders. It takes up a lot less room, and then it just lays flat and everything. It's wonderful.
I think it was more of a face palm thing. Like,
yeah. You guys have seen me do that. Like for his pattern that he's working around right now, All Souls Band, I did that. I sent it to our office store. They did it all, and it was really, really cheap. But I've just never thought to do it with my quilting patterns. Like, duh.
Who'd have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it?
Someone did.
Yeah, so thank you guys for giving that input.
Helpful comments. So that's where we're at.
That is where we are at. I'm sorry, we did not get our planner video put up last week for February's 24 hours of cross stitch. I had a really hard time with the acrostic this time, so I was really trying to get that worked out in my brain. I think it's done now, so I could probably go ahead and upload a quick video of how I set up our February, or my February. And so I will try and get that up later this week, depending on how I'm feeling. The first 2 days are typically pretty rough. But like I said, I'm all numbed right now, so I can't feel anything. But we'll see, maybe later on during the week I'll be able to.
So if for y'all there are like multiple tasks, multiple like priorities at the same time, it's awesome. I tried to help her with her acrostic, and I was like, what? Yeah. So it was just really cool to see someone else's goals and planning how to finish those goals and accomplish those goals. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I really like it. It's really helping me get a lot of my whips worked on, at least, which I enjoy doing that. So if you have no idea what we're talking about, we are talking about the 24 hours of cross stitch planner that Jen Lee from Quirks and Stitches, she came out, she and her husband worked really hard on this. She did a lot of the work, worked really, really hard on this. And if you look in the description box down below, I every week list her channel, his channel, and the link to purchase the planner. Yep. So yeah, it's super fun. It helps me get through a lot of my whips. So you want to do something crazy? Sure.
Let's start with haul.
We're going to go backwards.
We're going backwards today. I'm just going to throw it all out there.
Back.
Let's start with haul because I'm really excited about one of these. Well, I'm really excited about both of them. But, yeah. Okay, so we got our Leslie LaFleur Under the Sea Fabrics shipment this week. Guys, this is... words are hard
I know, and that's why
This is beautiful. Tucka and I were both like arguing over who's going to actually get to use this, but it's big and it'll go for multiple projects. So it's kind of like a green and blue overdyed. It's beautiful. Like it's so pretty.
It's almost like if you call it, you get it.
Yeah.
Kind of like if y'all like watched A Good Dinosaur, you like you name it, you get it. I
name them, I keep them.
I name them, I keep them. So yes. I was trying to be like, this is perfect for this project, and because I said it's perfect for the project, I get to get it.
Yes. So we get a quarter of a yard, and this is 32 count Lugana, and we're just loving it. Like I love these colors. It's so pretty.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
I wish it would just pop through the camera, but it just it's not.
So it's definitely like a Easter green and blue. That is
a perfect color
similar.
For that.
Yes, absolutely. Then also in our haul this week, mail call, we got in our pattern to do the Sal with Lost in, I cannot think of words today, Lost in Floss for our dear sweet friend Leanne who passed away. They are doing a Lost in Floss Sal, Baby It's Cold Outside, and I got the pattern in this week. I got to buy 2 of them because I bought one for myself and one for my friend Chelsea, who we've talked a lot about on this channel, and so we're going to stitch this together in memory of Leanne, and we're both really excited about it. So I got that in the mail this week, and I'm really excited. So that is Baby It's Cold Outside by Heartstring Samplery. I know, guys, I know some of you are frustrated because it's sold out everywhere.
They're gonna backfill. I promise
they're working on it. Yes, we've heard from multiple platforms, the people who are heading it up to say just be really patient. They're trying to order more. Yes. So, okay, let's talk about whips.
That means if we're going backwards, that means it's you.
Oh, okay, I'll go first.
Going backwards.
So I've worked a little bit on a lot of things this week. Yes. And I can tell you the next 2 days I'll sleep a lot, but I'll get to stitch a lot too. Okay, so let me hold up something where this will be helpful. So I've been working on Snow Village. I got the snow at the bottom completely done here. There we go. And so I just have like a snowman on this side, a tree on this side, and then the border up top, and I'll be finished with number 2, which is in my acrostic to finish number 2, to finish number 3 and start on number 4 this month. So I will be able to do that. Very soon. Yes, I start with the snowflakes. After I do like some type of grounding motif, then I'll count off of that grounding motif and do snowflakes, because those are my least favorite things to do in the pattern. I cannot, no matter what I'm doing, my snowflakes don't look fantastic. Can't catch me. They're playing with Nerf guns right now. No matter what I do, my tension is always off in the snowflakes, and I get really frustrated with that. So I do those first so that I can get them out of the way.
Only if you knew someone that is really great with white stitching.
True, I should go find a tutorial about that. Okay, the next thing I've been working on, and if you follow us on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, I've posted this quite a bit. This is Be Kind, Be True, and this is what we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, is just my unofficial Sal of just reminding myself to be encouraging, and to be encouraging on social media platforms that I comment on and make videos for. So I've been working on this. This is Hello from Liz Matthews, and this is Be Kind, Be True, and I've got a pretty good start on that. Let me hold this up behind it. So there we go. Isn't that so pretty? This is 32 count platinum from Witch Hult,
which is gorgeous.
And I'm using an overdyed conversion that Susan the Floss Whisperer at Keepsakes gave me. Okay, so my next whip, and I'm sorry, it's on my acrostic. I know you all have no idea what my acrostic looks like, but this next thing I have had in my whip pile for quite some time. Over the summer, actually, I switched from Aida exclusively to Aida and linen. This is my first piece on linen. It's even weave. But this is Spring from the Seasonal Celebrations collection from Country Cottage Needleworks. And I am using the color Lemonade from Color and Cotton. I love this.
It's gorgeous.
This is so I'm so glad that I did this color for this pattern. So I'm getting there. How many words do I have left to do? I just have to finish blooming, and then I have butterflies and showers. So I have 2 more words after that. So my goal is to have all the words at the bottom done by the end of the month. And I think that'll be really simple. I was working on that this morning. I got bloom done this morning.
Bloom.
So that's a whip. The other thing I've been working on just a very little bit is Friendship Garden, which is a sal I am doing with Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching. And this is a heart and hand pattern from Cecilia Turner. And we've been working on this for a while. You guys have seen this multiple times. But I love this pattern so much. So I have been working on this quite a bit. I have to rip out some of the fence posts. I'm not loving this last fence post that I've been doing. Right here, I've got to rip that guy out and restart it. But once I start those words, I've been saying this forever, but once I start those words, it'll go super, super quick.
Yes.
So my goal on my acrostic this month is to finish this. So that'll be a finish for February.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've got some lofty goals.
Yes.
Yeah,
got some big plans.
Yeah, and it's not like they're fun for me. It's not like it's not like work. Like, these are fun because at the end of the day, cross stitch is my hobby. I say that all the time. So these things are fun for me. And then lastly, I've been going strong on my sampler Saturdays.
Hard in the paint?
Hard in the paint on my sampler Saturdays, and I forgot to bring the actual pattern in here.
Oh no.
I am working on Sunny Side Sampler from the Drawn Thread. I just totally drew a blank there. From the Drawn Thread. And so I'm just going hard. I started a letter. I finished this last week. You saw like a partial bit of this. I had to rip it out. So then I finished that. Started a letter here at the bottom. I was going to start the 1/1 letters up here. I need a little help on that. So I'm going to wait for a trip to Keepsakes to make sure that I'm going to do that right. So that's been really fun. I just take Saturdays and that's what I focus on. And I've talked about this in a couple of videos. Sorry, my hair will not stay on my face. I talked about this in a couple of videos. But the reason I started doing sampler Saturdays was twofold. One, to give myself permission to work on my sampler once a week, but to also give myself permission to work on other projects throughout the week. So I knew that I had a designated day for sampler because I'm working on that the whole year, but I'm also like allowing myself to work on other things throughout the week, and then I don't get burnt out of my sampler. So that's been really fun and really enjoyable. I think
that's also a combination with the help of the cross stick and your planner and stuff like that. Yes. You kind of got like that spread out so you're not just...
Yes. And so far, January and February, I've been able to fit Sunnyside in the acrostic in some way. I've been trying to figure out how to do that. So, yes.
Priorities. Hashtag cross stitch priorities.
Yes. Okay, your whip.
Holy cow. We're at the tail end of this thing. All right. All Souls Band. Pow. That's where we're at.
I'm not going to flip it over this week.
It's okay. It's all right. Well, I said something, I'm like, you just want to show everyone my backside. I'm talking about my cross stitching.
Yeah, he said last week, he said, next time I'm going to hold up one of your whips and flip it around and show everybody your backside. Because every week you turned around and you're like, oh, let me see it. And then everybody sees the back.
I'm not.
Your back isn't terrible.
My back's awesome. I understand. For the biggest piece I've had on linen, I'm pretty proud of my back.
This is great.
So I actually did accomplish what I said I was going to do last week, which is a total win. I'll put that in my imaginary planner. I got the alphabet done.
No, not imaginary. I actually made you one.
I'll put that in my planner. So I am going to zigzag. I'm going to zigzag.
Sorry for the car. That was a loud one.
That was a big one. Today. So this is actually X's all across, but I'm just doing one strand up and down like a wave. You can flip it.
No, that's okay.
So it's going to look like X's across the bottom. And then I think after that, we'll actually get into animals. But I'm not quite sure. So that's where we're at right now. All Souls Band. Phenomenal. I love it.
It's great. I think it's great. You nailed that like split hog.
Yikes. She's feeling really good right now,
oh my goodness. Okay, wow, this is a really short floss tube this week because we just don't have a ton. We don't have any finishes, which is totally fine. We are like halfway through February, and I'm like, oh, I don't have any finishes, and my goal is to finish 3 things, but that's okay. We will get there.
Yes, we will.
I assume I'll have a pretty stitchy week here. We want to know what your Valentine's Day plans are. We don't do a ton for Valentine's Day, really, nothing at all. This week or this year, it happens to fall on a Friday, so our friends will come over for their normal stitching Fridays. And this week, it won't be much of a surprise because they watch our Flosstubes. But this week, we are going to make a big dinner for all of us. I'm going to cook a turkey. We're going to have homemade mashed potatoes and cornbread and all the fixings. Basically like a Thanksgiving dinner, but we're going to do it on Valentine's Day just because.
We can.
Why not? Yeah, why not? We can. So we get a break from school this week, which is so nice. Oh my goodness. So I have school with the kids today, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then starting Thursday, we have a break until the following Thursday. And I'm so pumped about it.
Yes.
So pumped. Did you forget?
No. If you guys are long time subscribers through us, you're like, well, if you homeschool, can't you take a break anytime?
Oh, true.
But quick snippet, we're gonna jot off to the side. We have a co-op. We meet every week. So
it's a community more than a co-op.
Yeah, it's a community. So we do that every week for like 24, 25 weeks. So we're taking a break. We'll be back.
This is our spring break, although it's not really spring, but yeah, that's okay. It's still fun and it's still exciting. And so I say break, the kids are still doing school all of those days. They just only have 2 subjects instead of their normal like 6. So it is a break because those 2 subjects get done. If they sit down and do what they're supposed to, they're done with school in like half an hour, 45 minutes. So really it is a break because we're not doing school all day.
It's like half days. Remember those back in the day?
Yes, or PDA days. Was that what it was? PDA? Was that what it was called?
Personal displays of affection?
No. Public displays of affection.
Personal. I don't know what I was thinking.
Which you know, I'm totally against.
Yes.
I'm totally against. No. Yikes. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for your comments recently, and just your involvement in this community. And I don't know, we're just really excited about where we're at in the quilting community and where we're at in the cross stitch community, and kind of merging those 2 things together. Because if Common Threaded Stitcher taught me one more thing, it was that a lot of cross stitchers love quilting, and quilters are really getting into cross stitch now. And I think that's really fun and exciting. And so,
I think there's so many similarities, and maybe we're just kind of, I'm not saying that I don't want to come off like all knowing, but like we're just trying to merge both of those disciplines together.
Both of mine are the same. Right. And a lot of quilters are like, well, I used to cross stitch like 40 years ago and I haven't done it anymore.
Come back.
And they're like pulling things out. And I love that. That's so exciting. So, I've said this like multiple times, but quilting is my job. That's what I get to do every day. That's what I'm commissioned to do. We make videos about that, a lot less than what we used to, but that's my job and what I get to do every day. My hobby is cross stitch, and now we get to share that with y'all on this platform. And I love that because I love watching other people and their stitching, I don't know, their stitching like interests. So, like, Kyle from Stitching and Sound.
Oh, man.
I would never have the guts to stitch what he stitches.
Beautiful.
But I love watching him stitch. Like, I love Kyle. I love his personality, and we love watching him stitch.
Yes.
But we don't share the same interests, but I still love watching it. You know what I mean? Like, you can find people who you're like, aesthetics. I would never be able to stitch XYZ, but it's really fun to watch it. So, yeah, it's just a fun community.
Yes.
Okay, might be our shortest Flosstube ever, but okay. All right. Well, you guys have a great week. We
miss you already.
Yes. I will work very hard on uploading a planner video this week to just kind of walk you through how I am using that 24 hours of cross stitch planner for my cross stitching. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on the Hive today. You'll have a great week.
Bye.